Good morning. Freedom marchers. Freedom. Snapzilla Gorilla, aka the definition, aka Snap, whatever you want to fucking call me. It is Wednesday, and yeah, according to the Gregorian calendar, right, the year is almost up, but we all know the new year does not start until spring, y'all. Guten Morgen. Y'all have to pardon my voice, man. Some would say they're under the weather. I'm not gonna say that. What I'm gonna say is I was on the airplane, right? Listen, I want y'all to think about this. All right. I want y'all to think about this. I know my voice sounds funny, right? My kids make fun of it. Whatever. It is what it is. I'm not a sensitive light skin.
Approaching a railroad crossing.
Yeah. Blow it out your ass. Anyway, so before I got on the plane to go to Chicago last Friday, I was perfectly fine. Okay? Nothing was wrong. I did not have any, I didn't feel any sickness, nothing. I didn't feel nothing in my, none of that. Right? Then, you know, this was my mistake. I allowed that little air vent to blow, you know what I'm saying? Because I just wanted some air, because, you know, you get on those planes and it's so goddamn stuffy. So I was like, well, you know what? I need some of this air circulating through this bitch. So, you know, you have those individual vents. And I had that thing on, and I actually fell asleep because it was 10:30 or something like that when the plane took off. And yeah, that was a mistake. And so by the time the plane landed, I felt it. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, that recirculated air on them damn planes, yeah, it's not good. It's not good, y'all. And they have to recirculate the air because, you know, the outside air at that elevation, you would not get enough, you know, oxygen. So yeah, they have to recirculate the oxygen. It is bad. So I am convinced that that nasty ass recirculated air on that plane invaded my body. And now, you know, my body is fighting something, you know, so it is what it is. But anyway, let's talk about this Israel thing, y'all. And their weak ass ceasefire. What happened to the ceasefire that Israel was supposed to have? Well, we all know that the Israeli government, particularly Bibi, right? Bibi Netanyahu, is full of shit. He's a liar. And we know he's actually a war criminal. All right? We know he's a piece of shit. We know he is a baby slaughterer. To me, he's no different than the so-called terrorist groups that he's fighting against around Israel, right? Syria and, you know, the Houthi rebels and all that. The Hezbollah leader, right? Well, we all know the Hezbollah leader was killed. Now, the leader of the Hezbollah and Benjamin Netanyahu both had warrants out for their arrest, right, by the International Court for war crimes, right? And so what that means is they're looking at both of these individuals as evil bastards who are doing way too much. But now I think because the Hezbollah leader was killed, Bibi is emboldened to expand the territory, right? Expand Israel territory. And now you guys saw the map. You saw where they are pushing into, right? The Golan Heights. They were already illegally occupying the Golan Heights. And now they are trying to expand into there even further. So I'm going to tell you guys what's going on. Israel is trying to spread itself all across the Middle East. It wants to occupy every piece of land in the Middle East. And it does not want Islamic countries holding any territory over there, right? And so they are using the attack from last year to launch this campaign, to continue this campaign of invading and conquering different territories. Duke Midwest, well, we know how they do, right? We know how they do. You know, the algorithm will probably pick up the fact that I'm talking about Israel. And then the moderators, right, will come over here and they'll listen to what I'm saying about Israel trying to expand its power base across the Middle East. And they're probably going to do something. I don't know. Interestingly enough, I haven't had any content about Israel taken down by YouTube yet. So, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Iran is a huge obstacle, right? And of course, Saudi Arabia and you know, other countries, you know, in the Middle East, they probably won't want to go that far, but Israel will try to expand as far and wide as possible in the Middle East because Benjamin Netanyahu believes that Israel is a supreme nation, right? They think they're the chosen people, and they will go to any lengths to achieve that end. Of course, Duke Midwest, of course. Everybody can shit on the West, right? But if you talk about Israel in Zionism, which is what this is about Zionism, not necessarily about Israel. Zionism is an ideal, right? It's an ideal that Israel, you know, established, you know, through the Torah and all that, and religious, you know, they're using, particularly Benjamin Netanyahu is using religion, right, to gain more and more power because they're the chosen people. They feel like they should be running the world, right? And we need to look at everywhere they have influence, right? They have influence over a lot of entertainment. Now, back in the day, you know, it was music, you know, movies and whatnot. But once they were able to start using these mediums to push propaganda, they gained even more power. And even the banking system, right? If you look at the bankers, you know, mostly are those people, are those individuals. And we know that the bankers are truly they're the ones who truly run this country, right? They have a lot of influence over our so-called leadership in this country. And so, yeah, they have a lot more power than they want you to believe they have. And that's what Zionism is about. That's their whole thing, right? Is to hold sway and have power over a large, a large government, but not to be known for that. They don't want to be known to have as much power as they have, right? And that's why if you say things like, "Oh well, the Jews run the music industry, the Jews run this, the Jews run the banks," they'll call that anti-Semitism. Well, this is the truth. They'll call that anti-Semitism because they don't want you to make it known how much power they have, right? And so they're tired of, they're tired of just having power over those types of things. Now they want more territory. They want to take over the Middle East. They want to have control over that. They want to have, because again, they want to expand their population. They want, and there's a lot of resources in the Middle East that they could take advantage of, particularly with oil. So right now, the power they have is sort of just in the form of influence, right? But they need more tangibles. They need more tangibles to control things with. Yeah, so it should go both ways. I agree. The problem is it's not going to stop, right? Now, Donald Trump has made it clear that he is going to support Israel in their campaign, right? And Israel is going to continue to push into Syria. They're going to continue to push, through the Golan Heights and all that stuff. They're going to use whatever they can use because, sympathy goes a long way, right? Sympathy goes a long way. And they have a lot of sympathizers. Now, the international court, it's a good thing that what the international court is making it clear that they understand what Israel is really doing. They can't fool people any longer in trying to convince people that they're not committing war crimes. They are indeed committing war crimes. They are killing children. Yeah, they're killing children, and they're using the fact that they were attacked last year to do so, right? It's an attack on Israel, so we can defend ourselves in any way we choose, including killing children, right? That's how they really feel. Because when it comes to religion, I want you guys to understand what religion does, right? Especially with religious zealots, right? Religious zealots will use the words in their books to justify atrocities they commit. So if they see you as committing atrocities against them, they feel like they can up the ante. They feel like they can retaliate 10 to 20 fold. So in their minds, when they kill children, they're thinking, well, we're killing the progeny of our enemies. If these children grow up to become adults, they're going to want to attack us. They're going to want to kill us. So we might as well kill them before they get the opportunity. That's how they think. Exactly, Duke Midwest. Exactly. And so, look, if you guys are Trump supporters, it is a good idea to let him understand that you guys aren't down with that. Now, a lot of conservative shield channels and all that, they're going to back Trump, right? They're going to back Trump as long as they feel like their supporters aren't going to push back. Right. No, Duke West, no, it's not their book. Right. But that's a whole nother conversation. But knowledge is key, right? Knowledge is an important thing. And if you have knowledge of what Zionism truly is, and if you have knowledge of what Israel is really up to, and I'm going to say I'm speculating. I'm speculating as to why Israel is really trying to push into the Golan Heights, why they ended the ceasefire, because they're out for blood. They're out for blood, and they're using, right? They're using United States backing to commit their atrocities. They're using our weapons. And they know they can get away with it, right? They know that no one's going to fight against them on this side, right? They don't care what the Palestinians have to say. They don't care about what the Syrians have to say. They don't care about what the Iranians have to say, right? They don't care. As long as they have the backing of the West, and they know that the West is going to shut down any opposing views that come from the West, right? They know that they can continue to do as they choose. And it also helps them that they have the back door to our government cybersecurity, right? And they have the back door to the cybersecurity of many nations, right? They're good at it. They're good at cybersecurity, but understand that they have a back door. They have a back door. And so that's one thing we also have to understand. Robert Lynn Schultz was good. He said, get our people and stuff out of there. I agree. Yeah, we have to get our people and our stuff out of there, and we have to stop funding them. But the problem is they have people right here in the United States in positions of power. Not necessarily in government, but again, the banksters. Many of the banksters are controlled by them, right? And so that's one thing we must understand. I mean, look at the Federal Reserve. Who keeps getting put in charge of the Federal Reserve? The Federal Reserve Bank, which is not even it's not federal at all. It's a privately owned organization that our government leaders gave power to back in 1913, which is wild, you know what I'm saying? But it was all part of the plan. It was all part of the plan. Because they understand, right? that they understand that government control is pretty flimsy, right? And they don't want the government to be influenced by the people that give their consent to be governed. And so they had to hand over something to this Federal Reserve Bank to control. Right? Because God forbid the people actually have much say over what their government does, right? God forbid that happens, right? Because we're the ones being governed. We're the ones being extorted. We're the ones being violated on a daily basis by our own government. God forbid we put an end to that by rising up and removing our consent. Well, it's much more difficult to do. It's much more difficult to influence our so-called political leaders when the banks really control everything. You know what I mean? No, you can't make it up. God forbid the people have any say over what the government does. God forbid. Do we have zero say? No, we don't have zero say. We do have some say, right? Because, we are allowing ourselves to be governed. It just, we don't have to be listened to. They don't have to do anything we ask them to do, even though this is supposed to be a representative democracy, right? It's supposed to be a republic. Really not how it works because we're not really being represented. Now, if things happen in our favor because of how they represent corporations, that's just a happy accident. It's just a happy accident. If a corporations benefit from it and they want it to happen, and we just so happen to benefit from it in a trickle down effect, okay, that's just a happy accident. That doesn't mean they did shit for us. But it is what it is. Damn, my voice is crazy. My voice is crazy. Anyway, I'm about to get my workout in. I'm not about to let this little sinus infection take me off my game. So I'm at the park right now, about to get it in. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, about to do about usually I do my heavy bag workouts before I come to the park, but I decided let me go to the park first. Do my sprints and all that and my jump roping, and then I'll go back to the house and do the heavy bag work. So yeah, because I got the energy to do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel tired or fatigued or anything like that. It's just, my God, it's a head cold, right? Really, what it is I went on that plane, and it was an environmental thing, I believe, because I was not feeling sick at all until I got off the plane, right? I feel like it is some type of contaminant, maybe, that got into my system. And so my body is fighting it. It's flooding. It's surrounding it with mucus so I can expel it. That's what I think it is. I think it's some type of environmental thing. I don't think anybody passed me anything or anything like that, right? The germ theory is still just a theory. Yeah, it's in the air. It's in that recirculated air, and it just happened to affect me more than most other people. It probably did affect more people on that plane because I don't know the people. I do know my daughters did not get sick, which is interesting. They were sitting right next to me, but they didn't get sick. Who knows? Anyway, guys, interesting how germ theory works, right? You would think my daughters would also be sick. You would think that my mother and her husband would also be sick, but they're not. And so it is what it is. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna get off of here, do my workout, and I'm gonna holler at y'all later, man. Y'all stay up. Y'all go out and get y'all workout in too, man. Y'all go out there and train, go out there and move your body. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, when I do my sprints, I'm gonna hack a lot of this shit's gonna get hacked up, and it's gonna be better. Yeah, it's gonna be better. I'm gonna feel a lot better later on. I always feel better after I do sprints. So it helps clear your lungs out, helps clear your sinuses. You know what I'm saying? And so it is what it is. So you gotta keep it going, right? So anyway, I'll get some rest when I sleep tonight. That's what I'm gonna do. Anyway, y'all stay up. Much love, like, share, subscribe, and we're gonna keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace.